I'm Lara. You can say my name in any regional A accent that you like. Because A's are weird around the world, but I say Lara. And I use she, her pronouns. I am zooming in from Andes, a very tiny town in the Western Catskills, Haudenosaunee land. What do I want to say? If anyone has any needs that we might not know about that might make this info session more accessible or comfortable for you, please let us know. And you're welcome to do that, by coming off mic, or if you want to send a message in chat. D'Angela here, the program coordinator. She's managing things for me, so you can let her know, and she'll try to help. As we try to be trauma informed and accessible in all ways, not just performing it when we lead a training. D'Angela, I think we could start. Should we hit the record?
Yeah, I already pressed it, so we're ready to go.
Okay. Is it recording though? I don't think so. I would have seen a little
Did
message.
did you
Oh, it
get
is
the
recording. It's
yeah,
recording.
yeah, okay,
A little
yeah.
beeping red thing. So that'll be
Yeah.
fun in the recording. Okay. So we'll get started. I'm a kind of timely person. So I like to give a couple minutes grace, but I really like to get going and respect everyone's time. So what we'll do is I'll talk a little bit about myself and the training, and D'Angela will fill in where I will inevitably miss things, or from her perspective as a graduate of the training and also as our program coordinator. And then, of course, we'll open up for questions. You can also put questions at any time in the chat or use any of the functions, raising your hand like this or with the emoji things. So 3.5 Acres was founded officially in very, very early 2015. We kind of started some of our programs before that, like the food bank, D'Angela, that was already around, probably 2013. We were already serving the seniors at the food bank on 116th Street in Harlem. We are Harlem based, and we started mainly with partnering with programs in Harlem, Upper Manhattan, for those of you who aren't familiar. And then we grew into really all over Manhattan, kind of tri-state area, and then into DC area, commonly known as the DMV area, and now making a really concerted effort to grow in Massachusetts. And so what I mean by grow is I'm referring to our programs. We were aiming to bring trauma-informed yoga to spaces where survivors were convening. And we did that mainly through partnering with other nonprofits. We partner in sort of 5 buckets: survivors of domestic violence, folks in recovery, LGBTQIA+, mainly homeless youth, folks dealing with food and housing scarcity, and which one did I miss? And folks dealing with justice issues. Okay, like immigration, coming out of incarceration. We're not in prisons. There's plenty of programs doing that, but there's a very, very difficult transition when folks come out of incarceration. And so quickly I realized that yoga teachers were not properly trained to be teaching yoga in those environments. And so we created this training program and have been training yoga teachers in trauma sensitivity and service-based yoga offerings since 2015 or so. What else might you like to know? The training has really evolved It used to be in person, now it's mainly online. I think it's better online in many ways. Sometimes people are like, I want to wait till it's in person. Um, it's not a touch adjustment based training, so it's not like you're missing learning physical adjustments. And we're able to bring a lot of guest teachers in, something that we hadn't done as much. So we've really grown our teaching faculty. We have a scientist and almost officially doctor specializing in epigenetics coming on. Um, we we have a special unit on equity. We have a special unit on non-gendered cueing and um, um, what else? We hire a lot from within the graduates. So a lot of the people that will be training you are folks that actually graduated from our programs. It's really yeah, I'm like really trying hard to um like make a real effort to help people grow that want to stay within the organization. So you might start as a volunteer and then get stipend, and we have a whole roadmap to becoming a paid teacher and a senior teacher and a teacher who's training other teachers if that's the way you want to go. um those of you who are interested in doing like volunteer hours in exchange for training, there's usually a ton of questions around that. I'll just say that I'll answer the ones that usually come up, and then maybe there's more. um you If you're teaching, mainly you need to be teaching one of our programs, because that's why it's an exchange. But sometimes we do find programs through our grads. So you can tell us like, I want to teach at this shelter. Could it count as a THAY program? And if we say so, the partnership will be between THAY and that organization. We would put you in as the teacher, but this helps with a lot of things. And if you decide to do something else with your life, we would keep that partnership. Um, and sometimes, the classes that we offer just don't work with your schedule. And in that case, there are other opportunities to complete your volunteer hours, doing things like promoting the training, and other administrative and fundraising, social media and things like that. So we're a small and mighty organization that needs all hands. So there's always something to do. And I think our training is very special because in addition to the, 11 hours with me, I think it is, and then another, 4 or 5 hours um, outside the weekend training, you also have observations that you do. So you get to watch classes happening with our, some of our senior teachers. You get to ask them, oh, why did they do that? And they do things differently than I teach, which is cool, and so you get to see different styles, and then you get to co-teach with them, learn how to teach in partnership. Lots of mentorship is basically what I'm saying. You have a lot of chance to try teaching different demographics and see what you're most comfortable with. And then there is also a more advanced training that's disseminated like through videos that I continue to add on that are more advanced, if you decide to continue your training. I'm a big believer in continued education. I'm myself in, I don't know, D'Angela, probably how many trainings am I in right now? I don't know. But it's important to keep, there are things that I tell you not to do in this training ever, 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 that, sometimes you can break the rules when you're more experienced. So, well, let me take a pause there and just open it up for questions or things I didn't touch on. No? Wendy.
So you mentioned, sorry, I can't turn my video on right now. You mentioned that classes are at different times, so it's flexible. So I'm just curious as to when do the organizations usually like to hold classes?
There's not a standard time. So we have a bunch of partnerships, and there's classes at different times. It's like 11 o'clock on a Monday, and then sometimes they're in the evening. Sometimes there's weekend classes. Sometimes our classes are weekly with the organization. Some of them are in person, some of them are online. Sometimes it's a one-off that we do, or a monthly, or seasonal, like with Harlem Grown. We're out there with them in the garden, in the the summer months. So it's not a set time, and it's constantly changing. We, like many organizations, we what's the right word? I mean, during pandemic really changed a lot of things for us, right? A lot of our programs had to go on hold. A lot went online. Some are still online. Some are starting to get back in person. Um, and our normal funding, which is doing kind of big parties, had to stop. So we've been doing a lot more grant writing, and we're still like getting back all our programs, and we're getting new programs, which is exciting. Like I said, we've been focusing on Massachusetts now. So the bulk of our programs, I would say, are in New York and DC. So sorry, there's no one answer on that time thing. When we set up our partnerships, we try to ask the organizations that we're partnering with, like, when do you think the most people would come out? Because we want them, we want you to have students, because it always feels better when you go to class to teach and there's people there, and being that I'm I taught yoga as a freelance yoga instructor, for like 20 years. And I really like protect my teachers. So I want you to go in and feel really supported, and um, just like go into an atmosphere that like you can just go in and teach, and that's all you have to worry about. Sometimes when we first start classes, or for certain reasons, they will be low. I mean, they're all low numbers. They take place in very small rooms. um I mean, I shouldn't say that, some of them are bigger numbers, but it's okay for there to be just a few, especially if it's building. But if it's just like 0 or 1, 0, 1, we'll come in and we'll try to figure out why, maybe change the time, or maybe that's a class that it's not working anymore. So that's stuff on the back end that you don't really have to worry about. But I'm thinking about you and all the energy that you're bringing, and it's great to like change one person's life. That is totally valuable, but I think you burn out if you keep going and you're like, no one's showing up. It can be a lot of burnout. We try to put 2 teachers in each class, so that helps, because life happens. You get sick, you need a sub, someone's already there. Also, you learn from each other, and it's important for our clients not to get re-traumatized by abandonment. So if one person has to leave, at least there's another face there that's been consistent. Other questions?
That was really helpful. Thank you.
Oh, good. Anyone want to share like what's drawing them to this training, and if there's any hesitancy, like if you haven't signed up yet, is there like a reason? Did you just want to meet me and make sure I wasn't horrible? And welcome to the person who just entered. I'm not sure. AD Santis, if I got your name right. We're glad you're here. I just kind of gave a rundown of the training, but if you had any questions that you came here with. Yeah, Joy.
Hi, thanks. I have your book, by the way. It's great. I just bought
Yeah.
Lara's book, so promoting for her a little bit. It's really a good journal calendar. I haven't really looked, I'll be very honest, too deeply into this. I just see it a lot, and it's very interesting to me because I have worked in many of these types of populations as a teaching artist, and I've snuck in yoga all the time because it's just who I am, and I'm a yoga teacher too, obviously. So, and I'm going through a big change. I just left a job, and so I'm just kind of feeling everything out there right now. And it's been on my radar, this training, for years, and I'm just like, when's the right time? So maybe this year. Can you just tell me, because I haven't looked carefully, it might be helpful for everyone, like what are the hours? It's like March 2 dates, right? And it's just like
Yeah. And
all
actually,
day.
D'Angela, can you put the schedule and the link and everything in the chat? It's March, so it's March 4th and 5th. I believe it's a Saturday and Sunday. And the training, so the weekend training is 12 to 5, 12 to 6 and 12 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. It's required for everyone to be there for the whole training because it's short and every hour counts. And to be on video for the whole training. Then there are two like guest teacher segments, and those happen the week before. I think D'Angela just confirmed the dates. Those are you have the option to do them in real time or to watch those recorded. And then after you watch those recordings or come to those in real time and do the weekend training, you're required to observe 2 3.5 acres classes, and then to trial teach 2 classes. So that could be doing like a segment of someone's class with them. Sometimes people send me a video, just so I can see you putting it into action. And then you're considered graduated.
And
Yeah.
those like live watching classes can be in person and or Zoom, depending on what the schedules match up. So
Exactly.
and there's like time to like make sure that we could line up with you, or is there like a deadline to get it done by, or?
No, there's no deadline. I mean, I always encourage people to do it as soon as you can after the training while it's like fresh. And D'Angela will be after you about that. That's like exactly what she does. So almost immediately after the weekend, like that Sunday night or Monday, you get an email with what are your next steps? How do you register to it? We don't want like 20 people observing a class with 3 students because that would be very uncomfortable. So she makes sure that it's all like lined up well, and tracks your observations, tracks all your stuff. So it's a pretty streamlined process now.
Awesome, thank you. It's very clear and seems very doable. So I hope I can make it happen.
I hope so too. It's totally doable.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. Sorry for your technical issues.
Thanks. Sorry. Yeah, just having issues, and this is my third attempt to try and log in. Finally made it, but the battery's also low. So
did
if
you
I
have any
fall off, it's fine.
did you have any pressing questions that you wanted to ask then while you're connected?
No, I think, yeah, sorry, I don't want to make you repeat everything. I was just trying to find as much information as possible online. I don't know if there's anything specific that wouldn't be available, or if I should just refer to.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to send this recording out to everyone who registered so you can hear because you did miss a long explanation.
Sure. Yeah.
That might be helpful. So make sure to watch it, not long. You might make that 10 minutes though might bring a lot of clarity.
Sure. Do that.
And yeah, that will be very helpful. I gave a little bit just background on the organization and our partnerships, things like that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, there's the schedule. And can you just put, D'Angelo, when you have a second, just like the link to register in case folks want to go ahead and be on top of it. So there's a few different pricing options. You can apply for scholarship. You can apply for a partial payment where you pay like half of the training fee and then you commit to 26 hours of volunteer teaching or admin. That's always a big question. And then there's just paying for the training, which a lot of people do as well. So different options with payment. Hi, Amina, welcome. I hope you can hear me, Amina. I just gave a little bit of an explanation about, okay, connecting. Hi, Amina. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. That was nice.
Oh, I'm glad I took just a guess. I know the feeling though. I started off by saying that A's are so regional. So I'm Lara. And where are you zooming in from?
I'm zooming from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, great. So I already spent some time sharing a little bit about the organization and our partnerships. And a little bit about the training schedule, which D'Angela also put in the chat. It's basically 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, a 12 to 6 and a 12 to 5, that everyone needs to be live and on camera. And then there's 2 additional segments that can be live or recorded. And then you have your 2 observations. After you finish, you observe 2 of our classes and you co-teach or teach a segment or send me a video of you teaching, and then you have your certification. Please feel free to ask me any questions. If you came here with something that you really wanted to know, you can hop off mute or put a question in the chat.
Thank you so much for that. I wanted to gently push in because I know how it is to come in and disrupt, and I needed to be on another call for work. So thank you so much for your generosity in having this space for us to chat. I actually referred my very, very good friend, Kiwana Outlaw, to you guys. I think she's worked directly with some other people, but she had really great things to say about you. And being a therapist, I'm interested in adding this to the support piece of what I can offer others. And I wanted to make sure that I'm in the right place because I'm not a 200-hour yoga instructor. I don't have that. And one of the first things that's stated is that very thing. So is this the right place? Do I wait until after I've taken 200 hours? What's the setup here?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for that. Yeah, so usually it is because there's kind of there's an understanding in the training that folks joining for this training already have a yoga teacher training, because I won't be teaching any of the kind of like how to teach the yoga poses, and I'm basically teaching how to unlearn some of the stuff that you learn in that training. And teach those poses with language, which is invitational and trauma sensitive, how to set up your yoga room in a way that is trauma sensitive. You might be interested in like coming to the live Kripalu weekend. I don't know if that's a possible thing for you. There are some trainings that I'm giving and workshops that I'm giving, the Kripalu one especially in June 30th, which are not so specifically geared for yoga teachers. but for more people in helping professions to add some yoga, some mindfulness, some breathing in trauma sensitive way. So I don't know if that's helpful.
That is helpful because, yeah, I mean, I'm a yogini, but it being a yogini and then actually instructing are two very related, but very different things. And I want to respect the dynamics of both and how much it takes, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So Kripala, is that what you said? Kripala?
Yeah, I'm doing a Kripalu. It's in the Berkshires.
Ooh, nice place.
It's very nice there.
Yes, indeed. There's a Miraval there. Yes, yes.
And
Okay.
I wanted to make that weekend workshop a little bit actually focused toward yeah, like opening that up to therapists and yeah.
See, is that at laraland.com? Just because I'm gonna hop on now and just see what, because I feel like wasn't there something in Cali? Weren't you having something in Florida or something like that too?
I'm doing a lot of different workshops and trainings, a ton of them actually in the next, starting in with this one, because I have a book coming out, so I'm going a little bit on the road. So
Congratulations. Yeah.
thank you. So there are more options than usual. Yeah, Miami is fun. Miami is gonna be the dynamic there. It's an Ashtanga studio, so it's gonna have a lot of that vibe. You look at your schedule, see what works, best for you. I hate to turn anyone away, but I do also appreciate that I want to direct you to like the best space that's going to suit you. And I am going to be assuming certain yoga knowledge in this March training. Now, if you're practicing every day for, a decade or something, and you feel really strong and
that's an awesome assumption and belief about me. Absolutely not every day. 10 years, absolutely. Maybe once a week, you know what I mean? Definitely not every day. But if you told me, okay, and we move into this position and we move into this position and this is this kind of yoga and this is that I have, but no. So I'm seeing about, courses, coaching, books, podcast, contact. Should I go to about or courses?
All the courses are listed.
Okay.
And
then retreats, right?
It's under the course, the workshops is the Kripalu dates are there, and I think description. It's not up yet. It should be up any day now for registration, but I think all the details are there. I'll put the link in the chat
Embodied.
here.
It's a trauma-informed yoga supporting survivors with embodied practices.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And,
exactly.
Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Okay, wonderful.
And it's amazing being there.
Yeah, I'm just like the Berkshires. It's cold there now, so I'm very hesitant. But I'm like, oh my God, there's a Miraval there. Maybe I'll go to Miraval during this, time frame. So that works well. But so after I guess the sign up, then I would know all the pricing, etc. Okay, you said all the information. The dates aren't really the issue. I'll figure it out. If I need to be there, I need to be there. Thank you. This is actually really helpful because is this your pivot for does one replace the other, for example? Or is one more advanced than the other? I guess the one
No,
that
it's more it's just different audiences, maybe because you're going to using the information in different ways, right? So this March training is really for yoga teachers to learn how to teach group yoga classes in a trauma informed way. So it's very specific.
It's it sounds like it. Okay.
Whereas like a lot of the other trainings will be a little more where it sounds like something that would be right for you is like more incorporating this into your toolbox of things to use in a therapeutic environment.
Precisely. During therapy, being able to do a little bit more meditation, being able to
Yeah.
go into child's pose because there's some things coming up, or, going to
I'm so
Shavasana.
excited to talk to people about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's wonderful. Okay. This is helpful. I think
Yeah, I'm
I can
glad
hop
I could.
off.
I'm
I
glad
think
I
I
could.
can hop off.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for listening to the communication between us. But yeah, I think I can hop off because it sounds like, if nothing else, I can start at Kripalu, and then I can always come back to this training potentially later on in the year or next year if it's offered, again.
Sounds great. And I'm just gonna make a note to reach out to you when that Kripalu opens for registration, just so you know. So
Would
just
you like me to post my email?
Sure. I think we have it for registration, but it couldn't hurt to
Yes, you
just post
should.
it.
You should. Well, I mean, this particular email went to junk,
Oh,
fortunately,
okay.
unfortunately. Yeah, even though I literally, like, I think I signed up for something and it was coming there. So I had to look again. I was like, well, where is it? So it happens that way though sometimes with Apple email. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I will take it out of junk so that I can, pretty much put a prompt there that, nope, this isn't junk. This is something I want.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Lara. You've been better than great.
Oh,
Have a
thank
wonderful
you.
evening. All have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye, Amina. Wendy, thank you. I'm guessing there's Holly, you've been quiet, but I'm just do you wanna hop on, or I'll let you be quiet if quiet is suiting you? You're on mute though, so
I'm actually
Oh.
in the same spot that she was in. I'm not 200-hour trained either. I was just looking for more information about just yoga in general and trainings like that.
Yeah, so I hope that there's some of my offerings that might be helpful for you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you
Um,
so much for all your information. It's been great.
Okay, if anything else comes up in your mind, we're very alive and accessible, so please reach out, okay?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Great. Joy?
I'm good. I'm very interested, and I'm gonna just see if I can work it out, the timing of that date. Yeah, I don't know, why not? I feel like we always have to keep learning more and more. And something that, like, working in these types of populations that are very classic capital T trauma, I think so many of my private clients, I teach small groups out of my home mostly now. Since the pandemic, things shifted, and a little bit in gyms, not so much, but a lot in schools. I feel like in the non-classic trauma environments, there's so many people, like everybody here, probably we've all had some kind of a trauma experience. I think that's just part of being
Exactly.
human. So in that way, do you feel, I mean, I know you're going to say yes, but like it's probably like all encompassing to teach everyone, not just people who have these capital T traumas.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a whole big point of the training is to recognize that
Yeah.
and to see it in places where it's like you're not just going to like trauma. Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah, like
recognizing
my
that
teacher,
it's in
my
every
teacher.
room.
Yeah, my teacher is Erica Garcia, who I love her. Yeah, she's like one of my favorite people on the planet. Hi, Erica, if you ever see this. She went through a lot of trauma stuff. So I think in her training, I was actually her first class of trainees ever, which was really cool. So 7, 8 years, not it's almost, I don't even know, 9, 10 years ago now. I can't even count. And she really gave us a little bit of that anyway. Like, it wasn't like a formal trauma informed, but like there was a lot of things like, you never walk behind somebody, like those types of small pieces that I've always held with me. But I'm excited to learn more because I'm sure there's so much that I'm doing that I could do better or differently, like that I don't even know, that I'm not even aware of.
You will learn a lot. I put a lot of information, and you'll be able to take new tricks with you and new awarenesses, and just add to your
And I'm
knowledge.
hoping also, like, not to sound so self concerned, but like my own stuff, like we are healers as yoga teachers, but like we also need to learn how to heal ourselves. So like do you think this is going to help me as
Mhm.
well? I mean, I know we give it back, of course, but I think there's a nice opportunity to heal through this
Yeah.
for ourselves as teachers, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I do a kind of little bit of a section on burnout and how to some kind of tricks is not a good word, but practices for self-healing and keeping yourself in a good way as a, you know, when you're in a healing profession. So I actually address that in the training.
That's good. Because I think we
And
all need that now more than
yeah,
ever. Yeah. Yeah.
and of course, everything in the training you'll be able to apply to yourself. D'Angela, did you feel that? Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you took
It
it into
was
your own self as well, right?
absolutely. Yeah. I took everything and, used what I got into my life.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
fantastic.
awesome. So excited. I hope I can make it work.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Holly, what do you do? You're
Currently, I am an executive assistant at a private practice for therapy.
for therapy. Okay. See, I'm gonna have to do like a very therapy, like calling out. Yeah, that's really you gotta come to Kripalu. I really want the Kripalu thing to be all therapists. That would be like a dream.
Yeah, during the pandemic, most of my clients were therapists. It was so interesting.
Yeah.
They like came, like because they also needed to heal, it was so much.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
attract a lot of therapists in I don't know
Oh my
why.
gosh, send them all to Kripalu. Okay, that's our goal.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
Thanks.
that's like, yeah, that's where I'm going with my training. It's not gonna just be for yoga teachers. So like Holly, please, if that seriously, if that Kripalu thing doesn't work, but just please keep your eye out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna also get your email from D'Angela to just kind of note and put you also on my, because some of these trainings I do out kind of separately from THAY, from 3.5 Acres. And I want to make sure you're aware of them.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm dropping things. This is my personal professional Insta in case you want to follow me there, and I'll be sharing all the trainings there as well. And all the touring workshops that will be happening. So I'm adding them constantly.
Nice.
And I'm probably about to announce a New Jersey, and an upstate New York. So, okay, y'all, I'm pretty tired. So if you're feeling okay, I'm gonna say good night.
Nice to meet you finally in like
Yeah,
real life or whatever, the Zoom life.
it's really nice to meet you. And if
I've been
questions,
emailing Lara for like, I don't know, 2-3 years now, like
it's
randomly.
wonderful. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
it's good to meet
came.
you.
And
And
if
the-
things come to your mind, as you sleep on it, then please just, email us, DM
yeah,
us, and
sure.
we'll answer. Okay.
Thank
Nice
you
to
so
meet you
much.
all.
Thank you. Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Um,